Keepers nervous, strikers, they'll deliver. Crowd roars erupted, you can feel the quake. 80,000 voices.
Hello there, Chelsea fans and Nigeria fans everywhere. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about the new wonder kid that Chelsea signed, and then a Nigerian wonder kid that has been impressive for Chelsea and impressed again yesterday in the UEFA Conference League game versus Copenhagen. And one more news to even talk about. So stay tuned and let's go. Now, Chelsea yet again have signed another youngster, 17-year-old Geovany Quenda from Sporting Lisbon, and he'll be loaned back to Sporting Lisbon for a season, that is for even next season, and he will be looking to join Chelsea in the summer of 2026, and it's for reportedly a 7-year contract. Now, for me, I think that's yet again the model of these new owners, Clear Lake, Blue Co, whichever way you want to call them. For me, I don't particularly have any issues with the players they sign with the model per se, but it's when they make decisions that are not in tandem with realities of where Chelsea has to be, of where a top club has to be. For instance, you sign this youngster with the 40-odd million pounds, 50 million euros. You're signing him. He's not going to contribute to the team till next season. You still have gaping holes like in the striking position. You still have gaping holes in the left wing position, and you have not done anything to sort of cater to those needs. But you're signing a player that is not just that he's super young, but he wouldn't be able to play, for Chelsea until next summer. So for me, I don't think that's good. That's particularly beneficial at this point in time. But everyone will say it's the long game. They're playing the long game. Let's say I just hope for the next 10 years, Chelsea doesn't keep selling itself. Oh, this team is too young. This team is a young team. It's a young team for the next 10 years. So those are my thoughts and opinion on that sort of transfer, bit of transfer news. So I'd like to know what you think about this piece of news. Then the next one is obviously Chelsea won yesterday in the UEFA Conference League, 1-0 against Copenhagen at Stamford Bridge to, secure progression to the next round in knockout phases. So that sees Chelsea go through 3-1 on aggregate. So for me, overall, the performance wasn't brilliant in my opinion. Second half was a bit better. Showed a bit more control. Palmer struggled a bit, but for me, the thing I say about Palmer is he should calm down and distribute those balls better. Don't rush things. Look more for playing the right play than forcing a goal, because the more you force getting a goal, the more pressure you feel and the more things seem more difficult than they should be. That's my opinion on Cole Palmer. But overall, like I said, like I always say, I'll take a 0.5-0 win, over a draw or over a dropping of points. Performance wasn't that great. Enzo Maresca, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be learning. But to be fair, it seems like it's a running team for these young coaches. Everyone wants to play out from the back, wants to play the same way, even when the opposition team or manager puts up a different tactical question. Rather than tweaking the team's approach to respond to that tactical question, their arrogance and ego takes over, and they want to play particularly my philosophy of football, as opposed to looking for ways to win. And the great managers that we've all seen, like your Ancelotti for Real Madrid, your Ferguson for Manchester United, your Arrigo Sakis, and all these great managers, Vicente de Bosque, great managers, they had their practical style of winning. They had the way they wanted to play, But when the opposition would come up with different style or different approach to cancel out what they were intending to do, they had tactical tweaks they would apply in order to ensure their team got the victory or got the points on results they needed. But modern day coaches right now, they tend to want to play, this weird thing where they say my philosophy, I'll leave and I'll put a period on my team's progression based on my philosophy. It doesn't matter what the result, what the outcome is. It doesn't matter what the opposition team, puts forward. So that's for it. And then one headline or one silver lining in the performance, apart from the fact that Chelsea has progressed for me, from a Nigerian perspective, is that Tyrique George, the Nigerian youngster. Yeah, I'll call him a Nigerian youngster. Yeah, because his dad is Nigerian. Although he's eligible to play for England, but he is a Nigerian youngster. He is a Nigerian wonder kid. He had another impressive performance again, in the UEFA Conference League yesterday for Chelsea. So for me, I think he's someone that Nigeria should be looking at seriously to get integrated into the team. I know a lot of folks will say this, oh, he is a youngster, he is 19 years old or 18 going on 19. He should play for the under-20s first. For me, a player can play for the senior team. If he's capped, he can then go back to play for the under-20s if need be. But young players, 18, 19-year-olds, are beginning to prove that they're indeed capable, of playing at the top level, of, delivering at the top level at the for senior national teams. Lamine Yamal has proved it, so is a player, so in my opinion, is a player that Nigeria should be really looking at, to get to play for the national team, the Nigerian Super Eagles. Then speaking on youngsters, speaking on wonder kids that can actually play at the top level, I want to talk about Ethan Nwaneri. Now, Thomas Tuchel, the English manager, the England manager, has put out his first, team or squad list for qualifiers coming up that England will be, partaking in, and there's no Ethan Nwaneri on the list. So for me, that's happy days for me. Now, what I want is NFF get your acts together. Get your acts together and look for ways to get Ethan Nwaneri to commit to playing for Nigeria. I know, right in the comments, someone will jump up to say, you see, England didn't invite him. That means he's not quite good enough at this level. Why should Nigeria invite him? No, that is not how you see things. That is not how you see things. Well, it's your opinion. You have the right to your own subjective opinion about things, about football. After all, that's why we're all having discussions such as this one. But for me, Ethan Nwaneri, Nigeria should do all it takes to get him on board. Now, in football and in life, and especially when it comes to getting dual nationals to play, for you use what you have, you use what you can offer. I've said this about, I've given this illustration before with Manchester City and, let's say, Dortmund. If Manchester City is going for a player, let's say a young rising star, maybe playing for Beyond Limits or Athletic Business or, Sporting Lagos, Man City would go, okay, we can quadruple what you're earning now, and you can be, part of a team that can win, the Premier League. Or even if you're not part of that team, we can quadruple your salary that will change your life forever. Now, that's what Man City can offer. But Dortmund can say, we may not be able to quadruple your salary. We may just be able to double it or slightly increase it, but we can offer you game time. We can offer you a place in our team. So in our first team, so when we are playing in Champions League, you will be playing with us. So when you're playing in the Bundesliga, you will be part of that first team. So the same thing applies when you're trying to convince a dual national to play for your country. One thing Nigeria can offer to these players, your Noahs, the DJGs, your Ethan Nwaneri in this circumstance, is to offer them that first team, that Super Eagles berth. Now, no one is saying you come in instantly, you bench Ademola Lookman. No. What you're saying is you're coming in and you're becoming part of this team. Now, you can come in 10 minutes, you can come in 5 minutes, you can come in 20 minutes, but you're part of this team. Because when you have such talent, like Michael Owen, I don't think he played in the under-20s. If you remember when Nigeria hosted the under-20 World Cup, Michael Owen was within that age range, but he didn't partake in that under-20 World Cup. He did not. So the same thing should apply. When you see some special talent, right? You see some special talent, you can take that opportunity and get the talent on board. Let them skip the under-18s or under-20s and get them straight into the first team. Now, England, I'm not saying this for sure, but England may be feeling like, oh, we've got this unlocked, don't worry. Who is really Nigeria to really compete with us? He can wait for a bit and let's play. And then you take advantage. Because I'll tell you this, before I end this video, I'll say this. Now, Carlton Cole, I don't know how many of you remember Carlton Cole. Carlton Cole, parents or family is from Omoko, if you know Omoko, in River State. He was meant to play for the Nigerian Super Eagles. He was invited. I remember he sat on the bench. But due to some registration issues, not filing papers on time, whatever you want to call it, he didn't get on the pitch. The very next minute that he went back to England, he got an international call-up. He got capped and got cap-tied. I think it was in those days when you play a game or so and then you're cap-tied. He got cap-tied and that was it. And after that game, I'm not sure he played 3 or 4 games after that, and that was it. So the same thing, England have decided that we're not inviting Ethan Nwaneri this time around for whatever reason. Then it then falls, on the laps or on the desk of the Nigerian Football Federation to say, Ethan Nwaneri, England don't really value you. We value you. I will put you in the first team because I think he is that special. We need all the magical players we can get in the Nigerian Super Eagles. So I want to know your thoughts and opinions on the various topics and various issues I spoke on today. Let me know in the comment section. And please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support, and do share this video as well to people that you think may enjoy this type of content. So, and also click the notification bell so you're notified when a couple of more videos come on the channel. So at this point, I've come to the end of today's video, and I'll see you on yet another video. So stay well, stay blessed.